Hi friends, today I'm going to make a yellow Moong Dal Kachori, which comes from Rajasthan in India and Benares in India, but whichever I have eaten both the places, so I'm trying to recall my memory and trying to make it. I've got here mango powder, which is known as a Amchoor powder. And here I've got my wok on, so I'm going to do in the iron wok because it gives a nice color, earthy color. So here 100 gram of that powder, and then in this I am going to add a water. I'm not using the plastic one, the mix to mix it, and I'm using here the steel one because I know my wok is going to be really hot. So for a minute I will just roast this, and because this is 100 ml 100 grams of Amchoor powder, where I am going to add a 300 ml of water. Just keep mixing because you don't want them to get burned or anything. I've got a water ready here, and let's now mix the water in it. So this was exactly 300 ml of water. See that if there is lumps any, we can like press it so the lumps goes away, otherwise the lumps will come in your mouth when you are having this chutney. If you don't get this Amchoor powder, which is mango dried powder, which is widely available in all the Indian grocery shop, but if you don't get, even you can get dried mango slices, but with this it is very easy to make it. It is nicely mixed, so I don't need now this. And as soon as it starts boiling, we have to add lots of ingredients, but first I'm going to add a salt. So here I have got Himalayan salt. I don't use white salt, so just a 3 to 4 teaspoon of that, small teaspoon of, and the ginger powder, 1 tablespoon of ginger powder. You can add ginger julienne, but I am adding a ginger powder. So here 1 teaspoon of ginger powder. I don't want that ginger to come in mouth, that's why I'm using that. You can use whole fennel, but I don't like that coming in my mouth, or my house no one likes it. So I have got here fennel powder. So 1 teaspoon of fennel powder. In this I'm using a black salt, which is widely again available in any Indian grocery shop. So 1 teaspoon of that. I've got here chili, 2 chopped, some of the sultanas, and some cashew. So all that I will put it in here. Asafoetida, the Hing powder, You can see it is already started boiling and thickening. We don't need to put anything thickening stuff. It's got salt already. Now we will add sugar to it. So I'm adding sugar as well as jaggery powder in it. So half a cup or quarter cup of jaggery powder and 4 tablespoons of sugar. So let's add first the jaggery powder. So 4 tablespoons is a quarter cup. The jaggery powder gives a very nice color to smell and a color to the amchoor chutney in it. Doesn't take very long to make it. And now we will add a sugar to it. If you want, you can add brown sugar if you don't like. I don't like adding white sugar in anything, but in this I am adding a white sugar. So it gives a nice sweet taste to it. So you want sweet and tangy taste with that, so which will give you proper taste. So that is why we are adding here the white sugar. So just 3 tablespoons. One teaspoon of red chili powder. It's looking very thick, so I'm going to add a quarter cup of water in it. And let it boil. If you don't like cashew or sultanas coming in your mouth and you don't like the taste, you can skip all those and you can make just a plain. Boiling nicely and thicken up. You don't want very thick, like this only it has to be. So now the last, before adding the last ingredient, I want to just taste this. So this mango powder chutney, the Amchoor Chutney, ready hai. I am tasting it. Sweet, tangy, spicy, everything. So now the last ingredient we are adding here is a half teaspoon of cumin powder. And that's it. We're going to close her, let it little bit cool down. Then I will add some chopped coriander leaves in it. And our chutney is ready. Yeah, ready hai. Our chutney is ready. Now we are going to make a sabji with it, and which is a must with this type of kachori. So any oil you can use you like. So I'm going to have 1 tablespoon of oil add here. I'm going to make in the same wok. This is the iron wok, and it gives a very nice earthy taste. And I've seen that in Rajasthan or in Benares that all these people, they are known as a halwai, and they cook this type of wok big. So I bought one with me, and now I try to cook in them. This is very hard to clean. I don't know to clean, but when you see their wok, they are very nice, shiny like this, silvery looking. But my one, you can see, that's not that good. So here I have got fennel seed, cumin seed, and very little bit of methi, which is fenugreek seed. So 3 types of seeds here. And as soon as my oil is hot, I'm going to add that. And lots of hing. They make sure that they put lots of hing in it, which is Asafoetida. And now let's add this. You don't want to burn them. As soon as it is warm, you add that. And with that, I'm going to add a lots of hing. They give a very nice taste. They use chopped tomato, but the amount of tomato is very less. It's a very watery veggie which goes with the kachori, and on the top they put lots of kachori, or in the side leaf bowls they serve in it. And here goes a little bit of turmeric powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder in it. I am adding here the tomato paste. So before that, I'm adding some of the spices, which is 1/2 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of coriander leaves, little bit of mango powder. Mix it. A quick mix. You don't want let them to burn. And now the tomato paste. This is 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. If you want, you can add 1 big tomato, medium size. But make sure that you take the skin off. You can boil and boil and cut it, and then take the pulp out. As soon as the oil starts coming out, we are going to add a potato, which I have already boiled and mashed it. You can make it with the other veggies you want it, but this is what they make it, only with the potato and the tomato veggie. and they don't mash the potato very fine like this, big and chunky. I'm trying to make little bits of bite size, so when you are having your kachori, it should not be too big to pick up. But when you will go those areas in India, you will see they are quite big, especially these alwais, they make it big. Now I'm adding here ginger powder paste, 1 teaspoon of ginger paste. There is no garlic, no onion. If you want, you can add it, but doesn't go anything like that in it. And now lots and lots of water. So this is nearly 3 cups of water. Half a teaspoon of cumin powder, chili powder. According to your taste, you can add. I'm adding 2 teaspoons. This is not a very hot one. Quarter teaspoon of ginger powder. Mix it and let it boil. We'll be adding a little bit of dry fenugreek leaves, and at the end for garnishing, coriander leaves. And a half teaspoon of sugar. So always you will see these type of veggies, they add sugar in it. So it is very tasty. Like anything sweet you cook, and if you add a teaspoon of salt in it, it is very tasty. Like this, they add in this 1 teaspoon of sugar, and they make very nice taste. So let it boil now. Now that our veggie is boiling, and we want like this thin, not the thick veggie, because they put it on the top of the kachori and they give you to eat. So the last ingredient, that is the sugar, I'm going to add in here. And turn this off. When it cools down, then I'm going to add the chopped coriander. Mix the sugar nicely, and because it is warm, so it will mix quickly. And now I'm going to turn that off, the heat, and we will make now the filling for the kachori. So I've got their moong dal, our chutney, the veggie is ready. I have added crushed kasturi methi in here, and the last ingredients, the coriander leaves, will be added in soon. So now make the filling for the kachori. So I have got here 1 teaspoon of oil. I'm adding a ginger and a chili, chopped chili green. You can add according to your taste, how much you want. Asafoetida, just a little bit more. And I have got here chickpea flour, dyson. So as soon as bison is ready and it starts smelling, we are going to add the spices. And I've got here moong dal which I have soaked. Now I have boiled it. You can steam it too in any of the steam cooker. You can steam them, but what I did is I kept it in the microwave with the water and I cooked it a little bit, so it is like I can eat that. It's like nicely cooked. But if you want, you can half grind it, but in this you don't grind actually. So this was 2 tablespoons of chickpea flour, bison, and the smell has started coming already, but as soon as it is little bit pinky, we are going to add our spices into it. This filling, you can even make it and keep it in your fridge for a month or so. These fillings always can be kept ready in the fridge. They stay for 2 to 3 months, and if you could put it in the airtight container, there should be no moisture and all, then they can stay quite long. Now the smell is coming. Nice smell. This chickpea flour always have a nice smell. And now we will be adding here the spices. So the first goes salt according to your taste. There will be a salt in the dough, so according to that put it. 1 teaspoon of garam masala. Chili powder according to again your taste, how much you can take the heat. This is not very hot, so I am putting 2 teaspoons of that. Mango powder. Cumin powder. Half a teaspoon. Ginger powder. And with this, I'm adding the ginger paste little. And now, as soon as this is little bit roasted, we are going to add our yellow split moong dal, which I soaked it for 3-4 hours. And after that, I have steamed it in microwave. So it is almost like cooked. But some people even they make it straight soaked one. They mix all the ingredients in the soaked dal, but I like to cook a bit. And now the spice smell have started coming, and we are going to add our moong here. You don't have to roast too much because then they'll get hard. You have to just like cover them with all the spices and dry them. As you can see, they have started getting dry because there was not much water. When you keep it in the microwave, put just a little water just to soak them, so it can get cooked with the water, but not like too much of water. I have tasted my chutney and I have tasted my veggie. Now I'm going to taste the filling. That's yum, tasty, spicy. It's a spicy bit, so what I'm going to do, add a tiny bit of salt and mango powder to balance them. And now I'm going to turn this off, let this get dry, and we will now make a dough till the time this gets dry and the filling is ready. Before filling, I'm going to add a baking soda in it and coriander leaves. Now that our chutney, veggie and the filling is ready, in the filling we will be adding soda bicarb. In the filling you add, and not in the kachori. So here I'm adding a soda bicarb and mix it nicely. So this way, if you do it, your kachori is like puff nicely. Might have to a little bit warm it before filling. So let's mix this nicely. Anywhere if any piece is left, I make sure that I have mixed it nicely. Yeah, so just a half a teaspoon, and now it is mixed nicely and cool down, so it's ready to be filled. So let's keep this aside and let's make our dough. So here I have got 3 cups of the all-purpose flour, maida, and in that I am going to add some of the carom seed, not too much because I don't like them coming in my mouth. If you like it, do add a little bit more. So crush that between the palm. And a little bit of salt. Not too much because even filling has got salt. So 2 teaspoons of salt. And then you mix it. Now we are going to add a ghee into it. If you don't like ghee, you can add the oil, any oil you like, peanut oil, any oil you eat in your house, sunflower or any oil. So here, because this is 3 cups, so according to that, every cup will have 2 tablespoons of ghee. So 1 for first cup, 2, second cup, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So for 3 cups we have added 6 tablespoons of ghee. And now first we will mix this. Mix it nicely so every bit of your flour gets this ghee. Ghee gives a really nice texture and the smell, but if you don't like, you can add oil, as I said, but this is a pure ghee, cow ghee, clarified butter, which is known as. But where I saw this guy making in India, he was using ghee. So I am going to add the ghee, and you can see with the ghee now, this is perfect and mixed nicely. And now we will make a dough. So little by little, add a water and make a dough. Medium dough, not a very hard, not too soft. So it will be a medium soft dough. So when you do like that, it should be come together like a laddu. You can see. So it means the ghee is perfect. Now let's make a dough. Now let the dough rest approximately 10-15 minutes. Then we'll start making the kachori. By the time I'm going to put the oil to heat, and the oil has to be very, very low on heat, because first it has to be very low, and then you can increase once it starts cooking. So let this rest. I'm going to cover it. Our dough was resting, and we are going to make now. I've put the oil on the very, very low heat. So let's start rolling our kachori. You can see how soft it is. So you can take a pinch from here, the ball size of a dough. If you want to make a smaller, you can take small little bit, that size. So just few of them, let's cut it. This one looks a little bit of small, so I'm adding more dough to it. Now they look fine, all same size. Yeah. And for them to put it in the middle, you will see what I'm doing. So they are 6, 7, so 7 of these tiny bit which is to be filled inside. Yeah, and now let's start rolling them. So very tiny of this. If you want, you can apply a dry flour to it. I don't know what I was thinking. So dry flour, and here you keep this in the middle. So what happens when you fill it, it gets a double layer there, so it doesn't come out. And now put the filling into it and start pinching. You don't need to have a water. Just pinch and bring all those in the middle. And then press. So all those what you have made in the middle, that should get pressed and sealed. So with the help of your hand, you just press from all the sides. Isekaro. Yeah, you can see now all those lines, what you can't make out where it was. And we'll start keeping them ready. Just make few. Our oil is already in the wok, so same, you press this in the middle, so you're giving a double protection. You start from one side. I'm not that good, looks like. My mom makes perfect. This is my first try to a Rajasthani kachori. In Rajasthan they serve only with the chutney, but in Banaras they serve with the veggies what we made. Even they make it potato or a pumpkin veggie. I remember having it in Banaras when we went, and the area is known as a Godolia, and there you go and you can see everywhere these kachoris with the pumpkin veggie or with the potato veggie, but the veggies will be, even the temple we went, the Shiva temple in the Shiva temple in the Banaras, there in that road, which they call it a gali, and in that gali you will find all these people making there, and they are so yum with the, they have even the lassi there, and the lassi is so thick that you can, like, you have to eat it with a spoon instead of drinking them. And on the top they call it a malai, which is from the milk, drying milk. They dry the milk and from the side they keep collecting, and that is they put it on the top of the lassi, and you have this kachori and lassi. Oh, yum. They melt in your mouth. So just few more. So now that we have made a few, Let's fry them. Let me check the oil. Yeah, it's like warm. It has to be not hot and just the warm. And slowly they'll take a heat and they'll start frying and coming up. You can see the bubbles building up and they are getting fried. By the time I'll prepare some more, as I am going to do some for my friends. And they'll rise and come up. You can keep this filling in the fridge and use it later too, because it is dried up, so it doesn't go off. See, now the kachoris are coming up. Now I'm going to put a little bit heat up, not very high, just a bit to the medium to low, because you want them to get cooked from inside and out total and not only from outside. By the time, let me prepare my dish for the serving. See how nicely they are coming up. So now slowly I'm going to turn them. How beautifully they are getting puffed up, because they are from slow to heat. Now they are going, so they're doing their job, and that's how it should look puffed up. If you haven't liked my page, please like, share with your friends, comment what next you want to see, or what you like about all this different cities dishes, what city dish you would like to see. I'll try and load them up. Any country and city dish you like, and I will try my best to load them up. But please try them and comment. It encourages me when I get your comments or I get your like, dislike. So I try to cook accordingly and try to change if anything you want to change in there. Now see, they are puffed up. And it's time to slowly turn them. If you will put a soda bicarb in the dough, then they are not puffed. That is what the mistake we do. But when I saw there in the Rajasthan and in even Benares, the halwai, he puts it in the filling, the soda bicarb, and that is why it gets puffed up. So never put soda in your, let's finish that, in your dough, and always put them in your filling. That's my last one for now. And then as soon as my kachoris are ready, we are going to do the plating. You can even do the reddish raita on the top of this. They do serve. So if you manage to get reddish, just grate them, put some lemon juice, salt, sugar, and on the top some coriander leaves, mix it and serve it on the top of the kachori. So that also you can make it with this. It's almost done one side. Let it get fried, and I will go and get my plates to dish. Now they are almost ready. If you want, you can rest them on the tissue paper, otherwise you can serve like that, because they have got no soda bicarb on the top, so they can be served just like that. But I am going to rest them for a minute on the plate and then serve. So let me take them out. And I've got my next batch ready. By the time I'll put them, because I want to take it for my friend. She's waiting to eat. See how nice and puffed up they are. Oh, they look beautiful. Even they are smelling so nice. And I'm going to serve two ways. One with the potato veggie, which we made, and the other one in this, only with the chutney. So the chutney one, what they do is they put it in the, obviously they have a leaf thingy with them, the leaf bowls. So they break them like this. And then they serve chutney on the top. So lots and lots of chutney, the thin chutney, what they make, the Amchoor one. that's the one way. And the second way one is this one, which with the potato veggie and the chutney here. Please do like my page, share with your friends, press the bell icon so you get the notification when I post the new videos. Thank you.